Alright, jumping right in, we're starting off with the M87A1 shotgun. Most of you guys are probably already familiar with this since it's the first shotgun available to you. It's a high damage, low fire rate pump shotgun. Just being completely honest, I love this gun so much. Either slugs or standard shot, you're bound to have a good time as long as you can stay on target. Now, attachment wise, you've got a few options. Obviously, if you're going with standard buckshot, you want to go with a lower magnification sight for those up close engagements. And you can sacrifice some control and precision for mobility since recoil won't matter as much up close. For slugs, you can use a longer range sight and the most controllable grip you can find since recoil is going to be much more noticeable and important for those high zoom scopes. The shotgun structure in Battlefield 6 is interesting. Like I said, this is the first one available by default, and you really don't get the opportunity to unlock another one without doing any challenges until rank 42. One of the consequences of this is that you really don't have a choice but to use this if you want to scratch that shoddy running gun itch. One of the benefits of this is that it's a really good gun, and being forced to use it for so long allows you to inevitably rank it up and unlock the true potential of the attachments available. Regardless, I'm really having fun with this gun. I feel like I do find myself using the buckshot way more than the slugs, just because I'm not that good with them. I don't know, I'm not very good at aiming and I like to be up close, but let me know what you think. Alright, coming up next we got the M2010 ESR Sniper, aka the Intervention's little brother who doesn't quite live up to the family expectations. This thing is a bolt action, high damage gun that's focused on long range, 100+ meter engagements. For attachments, the canted iron sight is a must because its counterpart is going to be the longest range scope you can unlock. I've got the light barrel equipped, though I should note that it's only because I haven't unlocked the Stendo yet. Obviously a controllable grip is preferred, though it doesn't quite matter as much for snipers since the fire rate's so low. And lastly, the bullet type is your choice. The M2010 is funny because I feel like I like it. It reminds me of the Intervention from the Modern Warfare 2 days. But the problem is that it doesn't feel like it has that oomph behind it. And I feel like that's part of Battlefield's balancing. You can see here I'm trying to hip fire, and that's another really weak spot. If you're hip firing though with a sniper rifle, get help. But either way, I feel like I'm really enjoying it. If you notice here, I'm using the canted sights like I was mentioning. It's so satisfying. And when you have such a long range scope, I feel like you just need something to balance that super short range. And the canted iron sights are so nice. Ah, man. It's definitely still got that satisfying punch though, especially at the right distance. Obviously a headshot's going to be a one-shot kill either way. But body shots, like I said, it doesn't have that oomph. But if you can land the right shot, it's worth it. We're going to take a quick intermission because Toxic Jack is officially back in Battlefield 6, and this is my first experience. Let me know what you think. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, he's right there. Can I snag him?
Definitely could have finished that revive, but alright, bro. Run off and die.
Oh, my teammate's salty.
Eat a player, blow your nose.
Huh?
Oh man, day in the life of a Battlefield player.
Never heard somebody with such a congested f***ing sinus before, but you know,
okay.
you do
You
use
sound more congested, nice.
We're getting muted.
Oh, shut up, you
And you're muted too. Like I said, folks, back and better than ever. I'm not gonna lie, that puts such a smile on my face. Just hearing the toxicity. It feels just like old times. Anyway. I can't really complain much about the M2010. The thing is, most of the sniper rifles after this are not as hard hitting. So at this point, this is kind of your best option for a bolt action, hard hitting rifle. I'm curious to see what the ammunition types yield. I know there's a penetration one, and I want to say there's also frangible, which may increase the headshot damage, which I feel like is kind of useless on a sniper rifle, but either way, I'm interested to check it out. The AK-4D is a high damage assault rifle with a pretty respectable fire rate that's going to be useful in every range of battle. Attachment wise, you're going to want a pretty long range scope to accommodate the low fire rate, a laser or flashlight if for some reason you're a weirdo and like to hip fire, and then any sort of vertical grip to deal with the high damage output. Look, I've been preaching this, but these 33 damage weapons are insane right now, and one with manageable recoil like the AK-4D is making all the difference in a firefight. With a careful trigger finger, the long range sights allow you to tap fire, and the high damage keeps your TTK relatively low, unless you're just chronically bad like me, of course. Now there's only 3 downsides to the AK-4D. 1, it's tied for lowest in class at a 21 round magazine. 2, it's got a relatively high level 35 unlock requirement. And 3, I can't use the KCS 100 Mark 8 every time I play. No, really though. Regardless, put on your favorite gaming undies, grind out some hardware and career XP boosters, and then get to work. Alright, speaking on the topic, are you guys actually using your hardware XP boosters? And if so, what are you using them on? I feel like for me, it's one of those things where I don't get them often enough to where I end up hoarding them. But the problem is that they're either 15 or 30 minutes, and I'm going to tell you the problem with both. 15 minutes is too short almost because it only lasts about 1 match, and if you have 1 off game, it just feels like it's wasted, right? With 30 minutes, it's almost too long, and look, I'll be honest guys, I'm on status. 15 to 25 minutes, after that, I'm watching Netflix and going to bed. The reason I say I'm hoarding them is because if you guys look, you only get them in certain applications throughout the season. So doing a couple weapon challenges, I know there's a shotgun, I think that gives you like a 30-minute hardware XP booster, but they don't come that often. And so I don't really feel like there's a reason to use them because they're always offering double XP weekends and things like that. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Sorry guys, I'm getting distracted. Back to the AKD, I'm really enjoying this gun. I think there's a few things in particular that I like about it. In terms of attachments, you can see here, the laser, I don't know, the best way I can describe it is if you hold your arm out and then throw something, how it makes you feel like you're aiming better. It's the same concept here with the laser. I, for some reason, really like having it attached. I don't use hipfire much. Like I said, you're a weirdo if you do, but at the same time, if you can equip the laser, why not? The AK-4D is a pretty interesting use case because, like I said earlier, it's high damage, low fire rate, and so you find yourself wanting to use it in longer range engagements, but it can be nice to use it up close, especially because it's such a high damage weapon, and so it really doesn't matter in the closer range if the accuracy is terrible because odds are you're going to get shots on target anyway. So there's kind of this weird balance where you want to use it up close, but then at the same time, medium to long range, you still find it being usable. Yeah, this right here is a prime example of those short range engagements and how that high damage can be nice, but at the same time a little jarring. It feels like you don't know what's going on whenever you are getting shot at with this gun. But then tap firing it from long range like that is just so satisfying. So, I don't know, you can kind of take it both ways, if you know what I mean. One thing you will rarely see me use is the flashlight. And I feel like if you played Battlefield 3, you know how blinding the flashlight used to be. But now it's not nearly as bright, and so it feels like it just gives away your position. So that's why you don't see me using it, despite me using the laser, which I feel like helps me with my aiming. Oh no, I'm getting back on my soapbox. I need to vent for a second. Can we please talk about the spawn trapping that's happening in this game right now? I don't know how it's supposed to be fixed or if it's even an issue, and maybe I'm just paranoid, I'm not sure. But guys, if I get killed within spawning one more time, oh, you know what? Let me chill, I'm not trying to get my account in trouble. Okay, so I had some time to calm down, and I remembered the fact that I actually choose where I spawn. So from this point forward, I will no longer be speaking negatively in terms of Battlefield. No, in all seriousness, the AK-4D is very enjoyable. It's a 33 damage weapon, but I'll be hard pressed to say it's my favorite with this next one. The SG-553R is a high-power carbine with a slow and steady rate of fire and questionable recoil. For attachments, go with the mid-range sight so the screen doesn't bounce everywhere, a laser to satisfy you hip-firing weirdos out there, and the extended barrel for some extra bullet velocity. For underbarrel, we're using the best grip we can find. Trust me, we're gonna need it. Unlocking the full ability of the SG-553R is definitely a labor of love because early on it's gonna feel like you're cosplaying as a stormtrooper until you unlock some usable grips. Now I'll continue to preach this, 33 damage weapons are supreme. You've got 2 options with this gun. You can tap fire it semi-successfully but at the disadvantage of close range engagements, or you can let the thing rip fully auto and just pray for the best. Either way, the high damage output offsets your inevitable missed shots and makes for some interesting close quarters engagements. It's ironic because this is probably one of the more satisfying weapons I've played with so far. It really makes you work for it. You can see there I was kind of struggling, but if you are a little bit more patient and just better at the game than I am, odds are you're going to be completely fine with this weapon. And there's some better attachments that I haven't unlocked in terms of grips and sights that probably make this thing rip even more. I'm also super curious to see if Battlefield 6 has any aim assist values for their weapons, specifically for the PS5, because you can see where this thing just feels like it's magnetic when it comes to enemies, and I promise you I felt this more with this weapon than I did with others. And those are my top guns in Battlefield 6 right now. Like I said, let me know what you guys want to see more, let me know what you liked, let me know what you didn't like, and let me know what setups you're running. Thanks, I appreciate it, like and subscribe, and bye!
It's Fawn the Frog. Ribbit.